Jacob Gedleyihlekisa Zuma, GCB, as the President of South Africa, elected by Parliament following his party's victory in the 2009 general election. He was re-elected in the 2014 election. Zuma is the president of the African National Congress, the governing political party, and was deputy president of South Africa from 1999 to 2005. Zuma is also referred to by his initials JZ and his clan name Msholozi. Zuma became the president of the ANC on 18 December 2007 after defeating incumbent Thabo Mbeki at the ANC conference in Polokwane. He was re-elected as ANC leader at the ANC conference in Mangaung on 18 December 2012, defeating challenger Kgalema Motlanthe by a large majority. Zuma was also a member of the South African Communist Party, briefly serving on the party's Politburo until he left the party in 1990. On 20 September 2008, Thabo Mbeki announced his resignation after being recalled by the African National Congress's National Executive Committee. The recall came after South African High Court Judge Christopher Nicholson ruled that Mbeki had improperly interfered with the operations of the National Prosecuting Authority, including the prosecution of Jacob Zuma for corruption. Zuma has faced significant legal challenges. He was charged with rape in 2005, but was acquitted. He fought a long legal battle over allegations of racketeering and corruption, resulting from his financial advisor Schabir Sheikh's conviction for corruption and fraud. On 6 April 2009, the National Prosecuting Authority dropped the charges, citing political interference. Although the decision has been challenged by opposition parties and as of March 2016 the matter is still before the courts. After extensive state-funded upgrades to his rural homestead at Gedleyihlekisa, the public protector found that Zuma had benefited improperly from the expenditure, and the Constitutional Court unanimously held in 2016's Economic Freedom Fighters v. Speaker of the National Assembly that Zuma had failed to uphold the country's constitution, resulting in calls for his resignation and a failed impeachment attempt in the National Assembly. Early life and political career. Zuma was born in Gedleyihlekisa, Natal Province. His father was a policeman who died when Zuma was young, and his mother was a domestic worker. He received no formal schooling. As a child, Zuma constantly moved around Natal Province and the suburbs of Durban in the area of Umkhumban. He has two brothers, Michael and Joseph. Imprisonment and exile. Zuma began engaging in politics at an early age and joined the African National Congress in 1959. He became an active member of Umkhonto we Sizwe in 1962, following the South African government's banning of the ANC in 1961. Zuma joined the South African Communist Party in 1963. That year, he was arrested with a group of 45 recruits near Zeerust in the Western Transvaal, currently part of the Northwest Province. Convicted of conspiring to overthrow the apartheid government, a government led by white minorities, Zuma was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, which he served on Robben Island with Nelson Mandela and other notable ANC leaders also imprisoned during this time. Whilst imprisoned, Zuma served as a referee for Prisoners Association football games, organized by the prisoners' own governing body, Mekana F.A. After his release from prison, Zuma was instrumental in the re-establishment of ANC underground structures in the Natal Province. Zuma first left South Africa in 1975 and met Thabo Mbeki in Swaziland, and proceeded to Mozambique, where he dealt with the arrival of thousands of exiles in the wake of the Soweto uprising. Zuma became a member of the ANC National Executive Committee in 1977. He also served as Deputy Chief Representative of the ANC in Mozambique, a post he occupied until the signing of the Gamati Accord between the Mozambican and South African governments in 1984. After signing the accord, he was appointed as Chief Representative of the ANC. He served on the ANC's Political and Military Council when it was formed in the mid-1980s, and was elected to the Politburo of the SACP on April 1989. In January 1987, the government of Mozambique forced him to leave the country. He moved to the ANC head office in Lusaka, Zambia, where he was appointed head of underground structures and shortly thereafter chief of the intelligence department. Return from exile. Following the end of the ban on the ANC in February 1990, Zuma was one of the first ANC leaders to return to South Africa to begin the process of negotiations. In 1990, he was elected chairperson of the ANC for the Southern Natal region, and took a leading role in fighting political violence in the region between members of the ANC and the Inkatha Freedom Party. He was elected the Deputy Secretary-General of the ANC the next year, and in January 1994, he was nominated as the ANC candidate for the premiership of KwaZulu-Natal. The IFP, led by Mangosuthu Buthelezi, put particular emphasis on Zulu pride and political power during this period. In this context, Zuma's Zulu heritage made his role especially important in the ANC's efforts to end the violence, to emphasize the political roots of the violence, and to win the support of Zulu people in the region. MEC of Economic Affairs and Tourism. After Nelson Mandela was elected president and Thabo Mbeki his deputy, Zuma became the MEC for Economic Affairs and Tourism in his home province of KwaZulu-Natal. Deputy presidency. After the 1994 general election, with the ANC becoming a governing party but having lost KwaZulu-Natal province to the IFP, he was appointed as member of the Executive Committee of Economic Affairs and Tourism for the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government, after stepping aside to allow Thabo Mbeki to run unopposed for deputy presidency. In December 1994, he was elected national chairperson of the ANC and chairperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, and was re-elected to the latter position in 1996. He was elected deputy president of the ANC at the national conference held at Mafeking in December 1997 and consequently appointed executive deputy president of South Africa in June 1999. During this time, he also worked in Kampala, Uganda, as facilitator of the Burundi peace process, along with Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni. Museveni chairs the Great Lakes Regional Initiative, a grouping of regional presidents overseeing the peace process in Burundi, where several armed Hutu groups took up arms in 1993 against a government and army dominated by the Tutsi minority that they claimed had assassinated the first president elected from the Hutu majority.